Hi, today I'm going to show you how to divide these two polynomials together using two methods. The first method I'll show you will be the long division method, and the second method later on we'll try using something called synthetic division. Let's start with the long division method. We will divide the two polynomials. We'll start off with x cubed minus 4x squared plus 7x minus 1 divided by, setting up the same way we did back in elementary school with long division. First step in dividing polynomials is you take the first term of each polynomial, in this case x and x cubed, and we want to know what multiple of x will give us x cubed. That would be x squared. So x times x squared, and notice I'm writing it above the x squared term just to be consistent. Next, we'll take the x squared and multiply it by the binomial x minus 2, one term at a time. X squared times x is x cubed, and x squared times negative 2x is negative 2x. Next, we'll subtract those. Minus, and then when you are subtracting, you simply are taking the opposites. So let's call this minus again. Oh, trying to change the color, it's not working very well. Minus, and this becomes plus. Go back to blue, and then we'll x cubed minus x cubed is 0, so that cancels out. And negative 4x squared plus 2x squared, forgot that, is negative 2x squared. Next step, we'll bring down the 7x plus 7x. And we repeat the same process. X times what will equal to negative 2x squared, and that would be negative 2x. Next, we'll take the negative 2x and multiply it by x minus 2. Negative 2x times x is negative 2x squared, and negative 2x times negative 2 is positive 4x. Once again, we will subtract. So this becomes positive, and the 4x becomes negative when you subtract. And combining the terms, negative 2x squared plus 2x squared is 0. 7x minus 4x is 3x. One more time, we'll bring down the negative 1 and repeat the process. X times what is equal to 3x? That would be x times 3, positive 3, so we will write it as plus 3. And again, multiply. 3 times x is 3x, and 3 times negative 2 is negative 6. Again, we will subtract by switching the signs to its opposite. Oops. I did 1. And plus. Just trying to make these red. Here we go. And back to blue. Okay. Now we will combine like terms. 3x minus 3x does cancel out because it's 0, and negative 1 plus 6 is 5. Now we can't bring anything else down, and at this point x, there will never be a multiple of x unless it's a rational number that will give you a 5. Therefore, 5 becomes our remainder. The way we will express the answer is as plus x5, the 5, which is your remainder, over x minus 2. And this is your final solution right here, which is x squared minus 2x plus 3 plus 5 over x minus 2. So this completes the long division for dividing these two polynomials. We'll look at synthetic division next. So I'm going to slide this up and rewrite the problem one more time. So that was x cubed minus 4x squared plus 7x minus 1, which was divided by x minus 2. Just clean this up. Again, divided by. Now for synthetic division, what we'll do is we'll take the first polynomial, which is the x cubed minus 4x squared plus 7x minus 1, and we are going to just take its coefficients and write them on one line. So the coefficient of x cubed is 1. The next coefficient, and it does have to be in decreasing order of degree, is negative 4. The following coefficient would be 7, and the last coefficient is negative 1. Once again, it does have to be in decreasing order, and if one of these terms was missing, then we would fill that in with a coefficient of 0. We do not have anything like that here, so we don't need to worry. Next, we'll draw this little box, or half a box around this. And at this point, we will take the x minus 2 divisor, and if you were to set that equal to 0, you would get a value of just positive 2, and that's what we'll write here. At this point, what we will do is copy down the first coefficient, bring it down, and we'll take that coefficient and multiply it by 2. 1 times 2 is 2. At this point, we will combine these two. Negative 4 and positive 2 is negative 2. Once again, 2 times negative 2 is negative 4. 7 and negative 4 combined will give us a 3. Again, we'll now take that 3 and multiply it by the 2, which is 6, and combine these two terms, negative 1 and 6, which is positive 5. Now, if you recall, 5 was the remainder when we did the long division. The last term with synthetic division is always your remainder. And the other terms are always the coefficients. Just change the color here. Coefficients of the quotient, which begin with a variable with degree 1 less than the one we started with. So if we started with x cubed, this will be the coefficient of x cubed minus 1, which is x squared. And again, we'll go down in decreasing order. This would be minus 2x. And since this is positive 3, we'll write it as plus 3x to the 0 power, which is 1. 3 times 1 is 3. Now, for our final answer, we can write our final answer as x squared minus 2x plus 3 plus the remainder, which is 5 over the x minus 2, and that is our final solution. And if you recall, it is the same exact solution as we had gotten with long division. Thank you. I hope this helps.